𝗪𝗂𝗡
Why are we essentially caught in a worldview that is inadequate? And I think there are a couple reasons. One is that's very efficient and pragmatic. It allows us to do things like make refrigerators and make computer screens and drive down the road and go to work because we imagine that we're different. We're not the same people. We're not our cars or our refrigerators. But I also think, and this is the deeper question. Well, there's three answers. The other answer is I think we just suppress these stories. I think my experience lecturing in both Europe and the US is that these stories are actually really common. If I talk to a room with 200 people in it, 180 of them are going to have these stories that they're willing to tell. And I think the other 20 are just not willing to tell their story.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So I think we present the illusion, I think our societies present the illusion that these are rare, when in fact, they're not rare at all. And I think that's very significant because I think it's very important that we're super connected. And I think we need to know that. Now, here's the deeper answer to your question though. There's something about consciousness, or let's call it the phenomenon that appears that is deceptive. So I don't think like take the UFO event or the encounter event. People will often talk about deception as if it's just this, it's just the CIA or the military. I'm like, actually, that's not true. The phenomena itself is presenting itself in a way that is deceptive. It's camouflaging itself. This is what life forms do, by the way. This is a mark of intelligence, is camouflage or deception. And so I think whatever we are deep down, whatever the life force is deep down, is somehow deceiving itself for a good reason. And I don't know what that is because I'm one of the deceived, Will.
Yeah.
I don't claim this, but I know from talking to experiencers that what appears ain't what's there. I know that. So I think there's all kinds of levels to your question. And I think it just depends on how deep you want to go. And
yeah, I don't know, right? There is a large camp of people who will feel that, and we can get into this more, obviously, that anything that is now considered a cult or out there, where a lot of these things, from teachings to all this stuff, that was done on purpose by, whether it's the CIA for one, the church for another, the elite. I don't know. How do you feel about that belief that?
Yeah, I'm not a conspiracy thinker. First of all, I've been involved. I've been inside big institutions. So I was in the church, by the way, the Catholic Church. And now I'm part of a university. I've never been part of the government or the military, but I just don't think people are capable of that. I don't think there are committees somewhere controlling these things. I just don't believe these conspiracy theories. I think the phenomenon itself is deceiving us. And so I think people attribute that deception to other human beings because it makes them, here's the beauty of conspiracy thinking. It makes you feel special because now you have the secret and no one else does. Screw them. They're a bunch of idiots. I have the secret, Well, you don't, okay? And so that's a tougher position to take. And so my barometer in my head when I talk to people, by the way, you passed the is if this person is certain and claims to know something, I don't really want to talk to them. But if this person says, I don't know, or I'm open, chances are they're closer to the truth of things. And I don't have the truth either, Will, but I know that if you know, you don't know. I know that. To be clever about it. And what I mean by that is, I don't think, consciousness is what I'm really talking about. I don't think it's cognitive. I don't think it's an idea in our head. I don't think it's a function of a computer we call the brain. I don't even think it's physical. And so that, that puts me at odds with anyone who's proposing the production thesis, because that's just physicalism. That's just, it's just physics. It's just neurons firing in the brain that's producing the illusion of awareness. I'm like, nah, that's not right.
Yeah, it does seem inadequate. It obviously explains many things. It's very useful, not even science. I guess there has to be a delineation between the scientific method and what is science in modern day, and the influence of corruption and the influence of bias, and a lot of different things can go on.